Hey there, this is Greg, the Masked Gamer, and I'm back with some more Final Girl Fridays. We're going to start digging into the lore books for Season 3 today. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is a place for COVID cautious folks to talk about board games. You don't have to be COVID cautious in order to be here, provided there is no denialism, minimization, or harassment of any kind. And yes, why are you wearing a mask in the comments does count as all three of those things, and you'll be removed. With that out of the way, I am filming by myself today because this is a solo-only game, which means I don't have to wear a mask. I actually did play something else earlier today, but did all of the proper things of airing out the house, running my HEPA filters, etc., and it is now breathable. So, with that said, let's talk about what we're going to be doing here. So, for those of you who don't know, each season of Final Girl comes with this little lore and scenario booklet where it walks you through each of the villains doing things in the different locations that are involved. And it tells a little bit of a story. So today we are doing the first scenario in the Hunters set of stories. And this is taking place in Marrek Warehouse and not the Sunny Days Mall. We are using a character that I haven't used yet, which is Kat. So we're going to talk about Kat and Kat's story. This is Kat. She got some glasses. Okay, that's Kat. Kat grew up with an ex-military father who was convinced the world was out to get them both. His paranoia drove him to do everything in his power to prepare his little girl for the horrors that awaited beyond their front door, of which there are many. That was my note. They lived off the grid, and he taught her everything he knew: hand-to-hand combat, weapons handling, surviving off the land, battlefield tactics, hunting, and tracking. By the age of 13, she could hit a tin can at 50 yards with a pistol. By 16, she could survive for a month in the dead of winter with nothing but a Bowie knife. By 18, she had enough of her father's paranoia and left him and his crazy rants behind. Now, aren't I glad that I don't have kids, because that's pretty much exactly what would happen to me. I'm just trying to figure out why this is so crooked. That's much better. Okay. It was only years later that she would fully appreciate what he had passed on to her when she came face to face with an unstoppable killing machine. The only thing standing between it and its helpless prey was Kat and her small arsenal of weaponry. Truth be told, she kind of liked those odds. Now, when you're playing with Kat, the path to success is to find a gun as soon as possible and unlock her ultimate ability. Rigorous searching early on, combined with tactically saving victims, will lead to a confrontation with the killer that you can easily win. And her special ability is whenever you inflict damage with a gun, do an additional 2 damage. So yeah, that'll be nice. Cool. So our first scenario is 10 years earlier, the first meeting. Now, if you want to hear the whole background of the Hunter, you'll have to see my previous video where I first played and butchered all of the rules. Anywho, someone had come from the future to help Kat. He said he's willing to sacrifice his life to save hers, and she believes him. Her child will apparently one day lead a resistance to save humanity. None of this makes any sense to Kat, but she doesn't have time to worry about this because the Hunter is still after her and has followed her into a warehouse. It has locked all the doors, so it appears this is where they will have their showdown. The final girl is Kat. The setup is shift change. We've got 12 predetermined items. The event deck is set up as normal, but with the heroic best friend starting in the game who says, "I'll save you." We've started off the heroic best friend here. They can't be saved unless there's no other victims on the board. If I would take damage and the best friend is in my space or an adjacent space, they'll move to my space and take the damage instead, which is a helpful thing because the Hunter comes straight for me, not for victims. We've got a standard set of cards for Marrek Warehouse on the Hunter. Our dark power is going to be cybernetic agility, and our finale is going to be termination mode active. Now, there's quite a few special rules for this one. We are not setting up any of the Hunter Mark 10 components. We're only facing the original Hunter Mark 5. We're not doing the cybernetic parts thing. If I do enough damage to Hunter Mark 5, I kill it. So most of like the Hunter special rules that I screwed up last time are not even going to be in play, so that's good for me. And Kat also gets to start the game with a 44 Magnum, so she doesn't have to worry about finding a gun. She just has to worry about saving victims, unlocking her ultimate, and taking down this giant, beastly killing machine. But, of course, because we're in the Marrek Warehouse, we're going to have to unlock some of those doors before we save people. So let's take a look at this map. All right. So luckily, I happened to draw a power drill at the top of my card draw, and that's going to actually be taking place in the supply cage, which is right over here. So a really good path to success for me early on, I hope, is going to be for me to kind of just take my time and move on through to that supply cage and find some stuff. And just hope that this baddie doesn't catch me while I do it. I do use the tier dice because I'm a wimp. I will probably lose horribly anyway because I'm a wimp and I'm terrible at this, but I like the game anyway. I've got my gruesome deaths. I am ready to rumble, as they say. So, with that said, I realize that I can't very easily get, because I have to trade in cards to climb or leap. So we're going to go ahead and discard one of my walks to take a climb so that we can hopefully move on to the supply cage faster. And I believe, yeah, I don't need to use it to get out of that space. So we're going to play this climb card, and we're going to try to climb up this ladder here and get over here. So we're going to roll 2 dice. Oops. And here we go. And I got 1 success, and that's all I really needed. I'm going to use 2 time and climb up onto here. That is fantastic news for me, because now I can start to head straight for that supply cage with a walk. And that didn't go quite as well, did it? But I can discard 2 cards and turn that into a success, which I will, so that we shall walk 1 space to here. And now we're only 1 space away from that supply cage. I've got 3 cards left. I don't have enough things to make these focuses work, so I'm just going to hold on to them. Oh, I don't have enough. I'm going to sell 1 to get 1 more time, and the reason for that is because when I end my turn, I go into the next phase. I'm going to spend my 4 time to buy a sprint and a search so that I can get straight into that supply cage, discarding all of these cards back to here. Now the killer goes. Killer's going to move 1 space closer to me, which unfortunately means this poor pedestrian is going to get killed on the way. And we're going to see what a general pedestrian kill by the hunter here in Marrek Warehouse is. Oh, did I rip this? Like a sticker or something in here. I don't. Oh no. Oh no! I ripped my book. Oh, damn it. Okay, it's fine. I'm never going to sell this anymore. We like this game. Okay, so I rolled a 2 on the general deaths for Mark 5. With deliberate speed and precision, the Mark V lifted up the handgun and fired a single bullet into the man's head. To a human, this would look simply like good aim, but you knew it was more than that. The CPU inside the hunter's head has calculated the exact spot to put that bullet to maximize efficiency and probability of instant death. As a result, the man went immediately limp and collapsed to the floor so quickly that his brain didn't even have time to process the sound of the bullet before it stopped functioning. And so we have 1 dead person. Now, rules that still do play into things here is the hunter does not get bloodlust for killing regular victims. The hunter only gets bloodlust when we kill a human. It derives no satisfaction when a victim is killed. So yeah, that's good news for me. So yep. Okay. So we're gonna move on to the draw a terror card spot of this, which is analyze targeting weaknesses. It is going to move 1 space towards me and then attack. So that's unfortunate because it is going to kill one of these 2 people that the whole plan was to try to save faster. That's unfortunate. But let's see what we get out of this. Analyze targeting weakness. Here we go. You see him coming towards you like a lumbering beast, and you wonder if this is it. Is this the end of not only you, but the future of mankind as we know it. But one brave hero, perhaps the most important man in the history of humanity, who nobody will know the name of, jumped in front of the Mark V and refused to move. It didn't buy you much time as the Mark V punched his fist into the man's chest, ripping out his heart and puncturing his lungs. But it was something, and you vowed to do everything in your power to ensure this man hadn't given up his life in vain. I didn't take any damage, so I don't have to discard anything from my hand. We move on to the panic phase. This victim is indeed going to panic and run to 2, running to me. That might not help them since the killer comes to me, but you know, it is what it is, what it is, what it is. Upkeep phase. Nothing's going to happen there. Okay. So, like we said, we're able to head to try to get this power drill pretty quickly here. We can move. I rolled 1 success, so I can move up to 2 spaces, but I'm only going to move 1 into the supply cage. I'm going to search. And I got 1 success. Yes! So I get to get the power drill. So I can discard this to immediately unlock an exit space that I'm on. Unfortunately, for me, because the killer moved twice, my plan of rescuing people out that main entrance very quickly is probably not going to happen, which is unfortunate for me. I have 4 things to spend, and based on my situation, I'm going to take a guard and a sprint. And we're going to go ahead and put these back into our hole. And that is my turn. So the killer is going to move yet again straight towards me, killing another poor pedestrian who ran the wrong way before, but you know, they do what they do. I'm going to run out of these kills very fast. Sir, I'm going to need some identification. The strange man looked up at Roger but did not respond. This is a restricted area. If you're not cleared, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Still no response. He just kept walking closer, in keeping with the company policy of better safe than sorry. Oh, sorry. In keeping with the company policy of better safe than sorry, Roger pulled out his radio and pressed the button. Security, can you come down here? But there was no response, only the crackle of static. That was when Roger noticed the weapon the man was carrying. Security? He asked again, but it was too late. The weapon fired and Roger fell to the ground, unable to move as he watched the brain matter leave his skull. Now, hopefully, when we do the panic phase, this victim will run towards the main entrance and not towards me, but we'll see what happens as that comes about. I think that's not even going to be great. Shock and awe. We're going to roll 1 fewer dice to a minimum of 1 when resolving reaction cards. So the killer is coming straight towards me. I do get to roll guard. I could roll guard. I'm going to still do it. I'm going to roll guard, but I only get to roll 1 die instead of 2, which sucks. The good news is even failing, I would reduce by 1 to a minimum of 1. So I failed, and I get a tier. I do take 1 damage. The bloodlust does go up. Very sad. Very, very sad. Okay. The good news, though, is that I should be able to rescue 2 victims now, which will be nice, assuming I succeed. I could use a weak attack to try to hit the dude before I do that. And I think that's going to be a good idea. I'm going to try to use a weak attack to poke him with this power drill on the way out. Oh, yes! So I do 2 damage to the hunter, and that was great. That was such a great plan. Great plan, great plan, great plan. We are going to try to sprint to that main entrance now. Hope this works out well too. This did not work out as well, unfortunately. We are going to have to discard 2 cards. We are going to discard a focus and a walk. That lets us still move 2 spaces, so we get to drag this person who just kind of watched everybody get killed over to the main entrance, discard the power drill, unlock that door, and save 2 pedestrians. So, a few different things I could do with that. I think... Just to get further away from the killer, I'm going to use move up to 2 spaces to get myself over to the manager's office where there's somebody else for me to rescue. And I'm going to I'm going to lower the horror by 1 for free. I've still got 3 cards here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this opportunity to try and focus. And of course I whiffed it because I usually do, but I do have those 2 cards to discard, so I get to lower that horror again, leaving me with 3 things to spend. In the manager's office, I could get some odds and ends, which are a trap, so I kind of want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and take a search and a close call and just hope that the killer doesn't move 2 spaces this turn, is I think my plan. Okay. Ooh. It's scary trying to survive, and like I put my hero all the way down here, thinking I was going to go in that direction when I was first setting up the map, and now I realize that there was no way I was going to do that, and that was just silly of me. But it is what it is. What it is. What it is. So the killer is going to come 1 space towards me, which is okay, and hopefully this will not allow a movement. Impersonation mode active. Make a horror roll. Oh no, this is going to make me move. Okay, I got 1 success, so I move 1 space closer to the killer, and unfortunately, victims don't follow me. So that's ruined my whole plan with my next turn of having the search and close call, which is unfortunate. But it's what happened, so that's what happened. It's my turn, there's absolutely nothing I can do. The good news about that, though, is I can get some very, very nice cards in my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and take a retaliate and a sprint and all of my regular things back. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got a retaliate, I've got a sprint, I've got some walks. I should be in a really good position provided the killer doesn't move twice this turn. Well, unfortunately, oh wait, oh. So we did not decide what I'm going to use in terms of like how things work, but I'm going to play on easy mode, meaning if the killer has 1 of 2 spaces to go, I'm going to choose which way it comes after me. So it's coming this way, leaving me a path to the entrance still, if it doesn't move. Click! Click, click, click. Excellent news. Loading dock B is now unlocked. And we draw an event. Help on the racks. Clyde keeps asking for help up on the racks. Panic all victims in spaces adjacent to rack spaces, but only move them if they panic into a rack space. Repeat this process until there are at least 2 victims who have moved into a rack space, or until there are no more victims in spaces adjacent to racks. Okay, so first the one on the forklift space is going to roll, and it rolled a 5. So yes, it climbs up onto this rack. That is 1. The best friend rolled a 3. Oh gosh, they're all hanging up there. And then I still do have to roll for the final person because I have to repeat it until at least 2 have done it. And this one's going to run 2, so it doesn't move because it's not a rack. I discard this card, and I have to draw the next terror card after a click is drawn. And the next card is target acquired. Oh, that sucks. It's not what I wanted at all. All right, so our horror goes up by 1. The killer moves towards my space, and it is going to try to attack me. Luckily, I grabbed that retaliate. So, hopefully I can prevent this damage. I have completely whiffed my roll. I have close call. So I'm gonna use 2 time to re-roll both dice because I feel like it's worth it for this effect. And whew, that got me 1 success, which reduces the damage by 2 and lets me do 1 damage. I could discard 2 cards to do a 2nd damage to him, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save my time because I already spent a bunch of extra time this turn. The sad part is he's now blocking my way to get those people out, and I've got all of this space got all of this space to try to get up onto the racks and get to those other folks. And I need to rescue 4 more victims in order to unlock my ultimate, which is unfortunate and a bit of a challenge. So we're going to focus on trying to make all that happen. We're going to start with a sprint, and we're going to really hope that we get 2 successes on this. I got 1 success, not what I wanted. I get to move 2 spaces. That's 1, 2 into the forklift space. I'm going to discard a walk to get a climb. And I'm going to try to climb onto that rack with all those people. I whiffed that too. So I'm going to discard, well, that search isn't doing me any good anymore. But no, I'm going to discard a short rest and a weak attack to spend 2 time to get up onto here. And then I am going to, I don't think I'm going to walk yet. I think I'm going to save that for the next turn, but I am going to try to do some focusing. And I got 1 success on that, so I get to remove 1 horror. The sad news is I have no time to buy anything, so I'm stuck with just this focus, walk, and search in my hand for the next turn. But at least I have some time left now. So, whew, this is going to be tougher than we thought. The killer did not manage to successfully hurt me the last time, so we have to see the fastest way for him to get to me is 3 spaces, so he's just going to come over here, leaving the manager in their office crying and being a little wimp. So at least I have an opportunity to potentially still turn this around. Terror card. I think I saw the killer. Oh, I'm glad I saved that horror. This goes back up. The killer is going to move 1 space towards the nearest victim, not towards the nearest killer. Now, my question is, does it still come towards me? It doesn't say, it says that the bloodlust doesn't increase, but it would still move towards the nearest person. And I could say that that manager made so much noise saying, "Hoo-wee," that it turned around and was like, "What's that noise?" Maybe I broke a rule there. You can let me know, but that I'm choosing to play it in the way that's easiest for me today, and that is definitely what would be easiest for me. So we've got a walk, a search, and a focus. We're going to go ahead and play that walk now. Oh, I really hope I get 2 successes on this. I really didn't get 2 successes on that, but I am going to discard the 2 cards I had to go ahead and take. We're going to take our friendly boyfriend with us, or hero, or whatever. No, we're going to leave him up there, because I really got to try to rescue all 4 of these folks in order to unlock my ultimate ability. The good news is, yet again, I have a lot I can spend. I've got 5 to spend. I don't think it's going to reach me this turn, so I'm going to take 2 sprints and a close call, which was nice for recovering before, and really hope that all these cards let me just get that gun. Just get that gun. So he's going to move 1 more space closer to me. This would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So he's going to come back to where he was before. And hopefully he does not move twice. Click! Main entrance is unlocked, but it was already unlocked, so whatever. Next terror card. Click! Loading dock A unlocked. Ah, that's good. I can run in the opposite direction. And we're going to draw an event, which is tumbling boxes. This sounds like it might be a problem. We are going to place, there were several heads in the boxes. Oh my god, how did they get here? He didn't do that. We're going to place 4 severed heads in 4 different non-adjacent spaces. When you move into a space with a head token, you will get horror and remove it from play. Oh wow, okay, so they can't go on the rack. So we're gonna put 1 here. We're gonna put 1 here. We're gonna put 1 here. And we get 1 more we have to place. I don't like it on the forklift. We're going to put it on loading dock B, assuming that I'm going to spend most of my time on loading dock A. All right, that was a wild one. And then we have to draw another terror card, because clicks me draw another terror card. will be safer up there. All victims adjacent to a rack space panic, and then the killer is going to move. Fantastic. So I just got all of those people off of the rack, and they're all going to run back onto one. So let's see. There's 3 of them. So we've got a 2, a 6, and a 3. One climbs right back up where he came from. One runs towards the loading dock, which is not bad for me. 2, 6, and the other runs straight into the skull thing that I didn't want anybody to run into. Not great for me. The killer is going to move 1 space, which means luckily it doesn't kill anybody. And then I get to take my turn. So I get a horror if I run into that space, but I feel like I still... no, we're going to do it this way. First we're going to play a sprint, and we're going to try to rescue this person from the receiving area and take them towards loading dock A. I have rolled a double whiff on that. I'm going to actually use this close call to re-roll both dice and hope things work out better for me. They did. They did. That was really a good idea. I got 2 successes, which is perfect. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and lose a time. So now I can sprint again, roll 2 more. I whiffed it again, but this time I can discard a weak attack and a short rest to turn that into 1 success, which lets me move 2, so that's going to be 1 and 2. I save both of these. Ooh. One of those is going to be to give myself 2 time. One of those is going to be to take a free guard card. The problem here is if I climb onto the rack this turn, I am going to still discard this to get a climb because I need one, but I'm not going to do anything else. I have 4 cards, and I'm going to go ahead and take distraction and close call, hoping that I can finally get that horror down and start rolling some more dice than I have been. That didn't go as good as it could have, but didn't go as bad as it could have either. Killer's going to come over here, and it's coming right after me again. But our best friend is on the space next to me, so he might rescue me if bad things happen. We got another target acquired. This goes up 1. Killer comes towards me. If I would take damage, it will move. So I get to roll for guard first. I got 1 success, which reduces damage by 2, so I did not take damage. Excellent. Perfect. Exactly what I needed to get myself out of this mess. So, what we're going to do now, on my turn, we're going to try to climb up onto this rack. We can discard, we're going to discard our close call and a focus to spend 2 and climb onto the rack. And then we're going to try really, really hard to walk very far away. So we really want 2 successes here. And I whiffed it, as usual. We are going to take them and move 1 space away into the pit, hoping the killer doesn't get to us. That does cost us a health, which sucks. Does it bloodlust whenever I take damage? When the hunter deals damage to you or an ally. Yeah, that's it. So it's really hard for the hunter to get up there, isn't it? It's hard for the bloodlust to go up. I guess that balances out with the fact that it keeps trying to kill us. That did cost me 2 time, which is sucky. I'm not going to spend these cards yet. Instead, I'm going to take that 2 time to get a sprint to hopefully finish off what I need to finish off to get. I'm just trying to get this thing here. Just trying to get this thing. And it's never going to work out for me. Okay, so now the killer is going to... He heard me making noise, and he climbs up onto the rack, and hopefully he doesn't do what I don't want him to do. Move or be eliminated. Oh, no! It's going to move towards me. It kills 1 victim in each space that it moves through. So it does kill this victim, and it does increase the bloodlust. So let's see what it says for move or be eliminated. I was so close to like getting stuff done there. That sucks. Can I even rescue two people at this point? I don't know. The Mark V seemed so calm, as if he was just going for an evening stroll. The only thing that made it different was the shotgun in his hand. And with every few steps, he'd fire it off, killing whoever was in the way of his ultimate target. It was a parade of death, an absolute massacre. You'd never seen so much death in your life as he turned the warehouse into a de facto morgue, and he gets stronger. He unlocks his dark power, which is cybernetic agility. The Mark V moves one additional space for each. So it's faster, it's stronger, it's terrible. But it is, unfortunately, what it is. So, yeah. The best friend does still panic. So, and panics into 4. Oh, we roll 2 dice for this. Panics into 9, which is this way. Right, well, that kind of dictates which way I'm going to try to go this turn, doesn't it? Okay. Alright, well, we're going to sprint. Heading for that manager's office. And I, of course, almost whiffed it. So we're going to discard weak attack and a focus to go 1, 2. I'm going to just find 1. And then I'm going to, instead of walking, shit. Yeah, we're going to walk into the manager's office with our best friend. And we whiffed that. I'm going to go ahead and take the 1 damage and the 2 time to walk on in there. And I'm going to use my 3 things to get a search and a close call and hope that I can get these odds and ends. And I don't think that's the right choice, but it's a choice I made. Okay, so Killer is still slow moving at least, so he is going to continue going in the direction he was going. We're running out of terror cards, so it's going to get bad soon. The Killer could be anywhere. Increase horror for each space between you and the Killer. So horror goes up by 1. He moves 1 towards me, and now I can't rescue those people because they won't leave that space. Oh, wait, he moves 1 additional space for each thing. So he does land in my space. I do not have a guard this time, but the heroic best friend takes the damage instead. So yeah, that saved me, and now I can try. Well, this person might flee. They flee. Okay. And now I can try to do things. So the question is, do I want to try to pick up these odds and ends while I'm here? I think the answer has to be yes. And I do get to roll an extra die now because I am down to 1 life. So yeah, I got 1 success on that. I get the odds and ends. So I can place a booby trap on my space, and if an enemy enters the space, I will discard it, and the enemy will take 2 damage. So that should be helpful for me in getting out of this mess. Now we're going to walk and hopefully get 2 successes. I got 1 success and a semi-whiff, so we're going to go ahead and discard a close call and focus to turn that into 2 successes. So we get to walk here, drop a booby trap. Oh, I actually have tokens for that. Drop a booby trap, and then walk over here. Rescue this person, which heals me for 2. Oh, maybe before I rescue that person, I'm going to try this distraction die roll. And I got 1 success on it, so at least I lowered that by 1. Okay, then I heal by 2. And do I even want to heal by 2 yet? That's the question. Well, the heroic best friend is already gone, so yeah, I think I need all the life I can get. All right, I've got 5 stuff to spend, so we're going to take a guard. We're going to take a sprint and a close call, And we're still determined to try to rescue this very last person to try to get my ultimate ability unlocked, and make stuff happen. So, okay, distraction, post call, focus, walk, search. All right, now we know the bad guy moves an additional space because of cybernetic agility, so it's going to move 2 spaces right into my space. Maybe I should have taken 2 guards, but I didn't. Okay, so we're discarding both of those. It loses 4 life doing all of that, which is nice. I'm going to roll this guard to see if I can protect against this 2 damage. And I whiffed it, but I'm going to discard the close call and focus. No, a close call and a short rest to reduce 2 damage so I don't take any damage from that. But things are about to get much worse. Target acquired, firstly, so it is going to attack me again. I don't have a guard this time, so I do take the 2 damage. Bloodlust goes up by 1, horror goes up by 1, putting me into the red. And yeah, now things are going to get real nasty because we're going to reveal the finale. Oh gosh, okay. That happened fast. Okay. Termination mode active. So each turn it is going to raise bloodlust and attack me twice. Holy guacamole. And it's moving fast. So I don't, oh geez. Oh, I'm scared. I'm very scared. Very scared. I did not, oh gosh. Okay, well, first thing we have to try to do is focus and try to get that die back. So I get to roll 2 dice because I only have 1 health. I got 1 success, so we get to get up to 3 dice here, and hopefully this sprint will take me very far away. I got 1. Damn. All right, well, we get to still move 2 spaces. So not as far away as I would have wanted, so we're going to try to walk, get a little further. There, haha, I got 2 successes on walk. So what did I do? I used 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. I get to walk 2 spaces to here. Okay. I made it somewhat far away. Not as far away as I would have liked. We're going to take a guard and a close call because obviously I need to be guarding all the time because I'm very almost dead. All right. Whew! So it's going to move 2 spaces. Boom, boom. Doesn't reach me. That's good news. My turn. First things first, we're going to play focus and try to get away from this red zone. I got 1 success, which is fine. So our horror meter is now at 5. I'm about to get horror walking into this space, but yeah. 2 successes at least. So I get 1 horror walking through here. That's 2 spaces. This takes me here. What happens with the heads here? I remove it from play after I do it. Okay, so I at least don't get hurt again. So I get to move 1 space back to here. I get to flip to my special side. Whenever I inflict damage to an enemy with a gun, do an additional 2 damage. So I'm now in a good spot. I should have dropped that before, but I forgot to, so we're just gonna say I did. I did my I got too excited thing. All right, I got 4 stuff to spend here. I can't use the gun on weak attack. Stuff to spend. 4 stuff to spend. 4 stuff to spend. 2 spend. 4 stuff to spend. 4 stuff to spend. I'm gonna go ahead and take another. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take another guard and a search so that I can try to get that first aid kit from the receiving area. And I hope that is wise, but I haven't been known for making wise choices. Oh, this was supposed to go up one each turn as well. So it's gonna, oh, that was not smart. We'll just say that he climbs the racks to scare me because we make things easier for me, as we said. So I should have raised it one before, and so I should have raised it one again now, which does bring us into the red zone yet again. So that's not the best place to be. So we're going to start with a focus to try to get out of that red zone. Oops. I got one success on that, so that gets us out of the red zone. I can't use the 44 Magnum with a weak attack. Can't use it with a weak attack. So we're going to try to walk to that receiving area. And that, yeah, that gets me there. Boom. Then we can search. Oh, I got 2 successes, so I get to see both of these cards. The next one would be a 2-way radio that's used to move victims at the cost of stuff. I don't care about that. There's no victims on the board anymore. I'm going to take that first aid kit. Every time you use an action card to recover health, recover an additional health. So I'm going to go ahead and use that short rest. And I got 1 success, which, oh, that cost 2. I got 1 success, which gives me 2 health back because I have the first aid kit. I have 3 stuff to spend. Can't afford any of those big attacks with 3. We'll take another search and see if we find something else helpful. No. We take a distraction. We need to get rid of all that horror. Okay. I got these 2 back. Short rest here. Search. Close call. Weak attack. Walk. Focus. Baddie. Oh no, he's coming for me now. He's in my space. He's going to try to do 2 damage to me twice. I have 2 guards. So, oh, this goes up first. I have 2 guards. So my first, I need to roll 2 dice now. My first guard is 1 defense. So I take 1 damage from that. Bloodlust goes up. Horror goes up. Now things are nasty. And I play my other guard. And I'm going to have to discard 2 cards. So I discard 2 cards to reduce that to 1 damage. And this goes up again. So yeah, I'm in Truble. Truble. All I have is a distraction. That's it. I get to play the distraction, but what does that do for me? It lets me lower the horror by 1 and increase my time by 1. Okay, so I can buy a retaliate for 4. I could get another distraction for 3. Still can't get these bigger hitty cards. Yeah, I think I backed myself into a corner and made some very poor choices. But it is what it is. Hard goes up again, so we're back to this 1 spot. And he's going to attack me once for his first attack. I'm going to choose retaliate. I only get 1. Oh, I get 2 dice because I have 1 damage on me. Yes! Okay, that was very good. I reduced all damage from the attack, and I did 2 damage to him. Okay. He is going to attack me again, though. He's going to attack me again, and I don't have another guard. And this does 5 damage. A holy cruddy poo-poo! So I survived. Oh, the fates are truly on my side. But he's now at the top of his chart. He's going to chase me everywhere I go. It's all going to be terrible. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Okay, so my turn. We're going to try to focus first and get out of the red here. And I discard these 2 to get out of the red. We're going to try again to get horror better. No, we're not going to get any more horror, so there's no reason to do that. But we are going to use our weak attack. Are we? Is that why it's... I mean, it doesn't... I mean, I might as well. I got 1 hit, so I lose 1 health, and he loses 1 health. I've got 5 to spend, so that's 2 guards and 1 close call. This is very close in a very scary way. He's going to attack me twice, but at least Bloodlust doesn't happen anymore. We're going to use guard on the first attack. I whiffed it. So we're going to use, nope, I whiffed it. I had to get 2 successes, and that was not going to turn into 2 successes. So unfortunately, I've died. Luckily, the heroic best friend warps through a time gate, pulls me into another dimension, rewinds time, makes sure the bad guy dies. I still lost, but this way we can proceed to the next scenario. So that was 10 years earlier, the first meeting and our first experience using the Hunter and Marrek warehouse. This Hunter is tough, like even without all this Mark 10 stuff that I messed up the rules on, but I dug it. I had a good time. I think I forgot to read a lot of kills, didn't I? We had 4 dead people. No, I read all 4 kills. Yeah, kicked my tuchus. I think this was my fault for making some bad choices. I think I could have played differently and pulled it through. He only had 4 life left, but he would have come back to life. I got a heart on here, so that would have still sucked. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Do not forget, whatever you do, keep those health bars full. Thank you and have a great day.